Hi, Lisette Carter here, author and founder of Better and Better Personal Development and Business Coaching. I am here to present to you the 4 standards that are going to separate you and your business. Número uno, have good character. Character is who you are when no one's looking. So when you're shopping at TJ Maxx and you're going through the rack and a pair of pants fall down, do you pick it up or do you leave it there? That's how you know if you have good character. Do you say to yourself, the salespeople will come and get it? Or do you pick it up yourself and put it back on the rack? That's a good sign of good character. A good example of this is a couple of months ago, I went to a play date at a playground with a bunch of other moms and their kids, and the playground had been trashed. And a lot of us had said, you know what, I don't really want to touch that stuff. It's kind of gross. But one of the moms said, hey, there's another playgroup coming. I'm going to go ahead and clean this up so that they don't have to deal with it. Good character. You never know when people are looking at you or they're watching you, because that will definitely either destroy your credibility or give you more credibility. You never know if your own kids are watching you. You never want them to have the fear of helping other people around them. We're not made to be independent. We're made to be interdependent, where we help each other out. So you never know who's watching you and whether or not they can develop a good or bad character because of your example. A sister partner of character is integrity. Integrity is doing what you say you're going to do when you're going to do it, whether it's with yourself or whether you're with a company or you have your own business. I can't tell you how many times being in real estate, I'm selling a property now where people tell me, hey, I'm going to be there Sunday at 12 with my client, and they don't show. They don't call to tell me that they're not coming. They just don't show up. That is a bad reflection of not only you, but also the company that you work with. Always let people know, hey, I'm running 15 minutes late. Hey, I'm not going to be able to make it. Make sure you have integrity enough to do what you say you're going to do. Another good indication of having integrity is yourself. It's very hard to keep yourself accountable. And when you tell yourself you're going to go to the gym 3 times a week and you bail and you say, you know what, I'm not going to go today, I don't feel like it, your self-image really does take a hit when you say that you're going to do something and you don't do it. So make sure that you're always going to say the things that you're going to do because you never know if you're going to lose credibility because you just didn't feel like doing something that you promised someone or yourself that you were going to be doing. Number 2, never badmouth a business, a person, or yourself. Here's a good reason why. If I'm sitting with a client and they say, hey, your product is cool. What do you think about so-and-so's product? I never want to badmouth their product. I always want to say, hey, you know what? I really don't know much about their product. They're probably a really good company, but give them a call and let them give you the specs on that. I know that my product is good, and here's why. You never want to plant bad seeds where that can come back to you and it can be really harmful for you or your company. I remember in college, there was a gentleman who was about to talk about a funny story that was a bad story about a friend, and he caught himself and he said, you know what? I'm not going to talk about that friend because that's gossip. And that stayed with me forever. I'm Puerto Rican, and chisme, we want to know, hey, ¿cuál es el chisme? We want to know who's saying what about, it's entertaining for us. And unfortunately, we have to work extra hard to avoid that. I never want somebody to say, hey, Lisette's talking about so-and-so. I wonder what she's saying when I'm not around. Or bad-mouthing yourself. If I'm having a professional conversation with someone, and we end up becoming friends, and then I end up telling them about all the dirt that's happening or all of the bad stuff that's happening in my life, that can really tarnish a business relationship when we feel like that we can share everything with everybody. We have to remember that we have to have discretion and only share those things with the people that we trust, people that will give us good counsel, people that will pray for us, not just everybody so that they can feel bad for us. We want to make sure that we maintain a level of discretion where we keep those things very separate. Hanging in there with me? Number 3, perception is reality. You might not like this one, and that's okay. Perception is reality. That is when I am on a sales trip and I have somebody else in the car with me that's a guy who's married and I'm married, and we're on our way to an appointment, very innocent, very professional, and all of a sudden my husband's friends see me in a car with this guy and they call my husband and say, hey, I saw Lisette in the car with so-and-so, and immediately I plant the seed of doubt in my husband's mind. It's removing that doubt no matter what. It's me saying to my employer, hey, listen, I'm going to follow him in the car instead of taking a car ride together. You might not understand it. It's cool. It's not a big deal. I'd just rather go in separate vehicles. You never want to tarnish a relationship or plant the seed of doubt, not only in your own relationship, but also within the company that you're going to pitch to or that you're going to sell to. I remember a time where I was going to a meeting in Puerto Rico, a client meeting, and my client said, hey, why don't you just meet me at my house for coffee? And I went to her house. I didn't see her car there. And her husband came down and said, hey, you can come in. She's expecting you. No big deal. And I said, no problem. I'm just going to wait for her outside. And when she came home and she arrived, she said, hey, you could have just gone in and just sat with my husband. I said, no, you know what? I'd rather not do that. I'd rather wait for you. And a week later, she called me on the phone and said, you know what? I don't know anybody that would do that. Because immediately when I would have walked into the house, I would have said, who's this girl with my husband? You never want to plant the seed of doubt with anybody that anything shady is going on. And she said, I appreciate that. And because of that, I'm going to be a loyal customer of yours. Amazing. It's amazing what happens when you take account into your, not only what you're doing personally, but also being very careful about your reputation. You never know. You never know what's going on. Number 4, eliminating controversial topics from your social media. This is going to be controversial. I know that as we build our platforms and we have a voice and we want to impact as many people as we can with the things that we believe. However, that does more harm than good. It does repel people from what you are trying to accomplish as a business. I can't tell you how many times I see people posting, whether they're left or they're right, or medical stuff or whatever, and somebody always takes offense to it and they're always commenting on it, and it kind of leaves a bad taste in their mouth about what you're trying to accomplish or about who you are. And so a lot of leaders like John Maxwell, Tony Robbins, Terry Savelle Foy, they don't have content on there of things that they personally believe in. They have their business, that is their business, and they move forward. They don't go any way. They don't have any opinions about any of the stuff that's going on in the news. So stay away from that stuff because you could really hurt your business. If you want to impact people, build trust with people, on a personal level, build a friendship with them so that they can be open to receive those things that you believe in. And they can ask you, hey, what do you think? What do you think about the Bible? Or what do you think about what's going on politically? Or who did you vote for? And they're open to receive those things so that you can impact people one by one. It's more impactful that way because it can duplicate that way as opposed to just telling the masses what you believe and losing half of your audience. Be careful, be smart about what you're posting up there. You may not like that, and that's cool. It's fine, but that's just the reality of the world that we live in. So, hey, I hope you enjoyed these 4 standards. I hope that, they are useful to you, and I will see you when it's not snowing, hopefully. Bye.